What is up? What is up? The Knowledge is Free podcast is back. I thought I'd hit y'all real quick. What's up? What's up? Yeah, my ass was at clown ass work today. I fucking hate that shit. But anyways, yeah, I was at work today. What's going on with it today? This is another Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday love. Whenever the fuck you get around to listening to this, check it out. Like I just said, this is the Knowledge is Free podcast. Man, I wanted to come to y'all today on some real shit. This was disturbing. I wasn't even gonna do one today, but I had to. Man, what the fuck is up with y'all boy Kanye? This nigga done lost his mind. Fuck the damn sunken place. This nigga done, I don't know what the fuck is going on with him. He talking about the 13th Amendment and all this other bullshit. And I want to wear my MAGA shirt and my MAGA hat and, because, people give him a lot of slack and Donald Trump. Man, Donald Trump don't give a flying fuck about you. See, Kanye West, this is what they love, ladies and gentlemen. They love a nigga that's double-minded. See, he is displaying cognitive dissonance, which is double-minded. He don't know what the fuck is going on. And he talking about the 13th Amendment and trying to get Ava DuVernay involved and all this other shit. Man, look, that damn documentary been out, a couple of years now? And you ain't say shit about it then. See, this is what happens when you lose touch with reality, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to understand something about the 13th Amendment and how they wanted to abolish slavery or involuntary servitude only if you get convicted of a crime and you go to prison. Let me tell you, all these rules and regulations that these Caucasians have bestowed upon melanated brothers and sisters, it is strategically set in place for us. Please go get The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. Please go get that. We got to read, ladies and gentlemen. You know who's responsible for mass incarceration? Bill and Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I's first black president who went on Arsenio Hall and played that bullshit ass saxophone. All niggas got to do is skin and grin with us, and then we good with it. Symbolisms. See, Kanye West is beyond the sunken place. That nigga is on some Andy Mayberry, Coon, Steven from Django, Uncle Tom, Sambo telling about the gun line boss ass shit. This shit is terrible. This is beyond Hayward Shepherd. I mean, I don't understand why is he doing this. I'll give you my perspective on why he's doing this. One, he's trying to sell albums. Two, he's trying to bring notoriety back to who he is. So if he's got to talk all this racist bullshit, be on the side of Trump and defend him and be a defender of Massa or any other people that's not your race, without researching and knowing exactly what's going on and who you are defending and vetting them out properly, that sounds like coonish behavior. He's already done that on TMZ. He probably went back on TMZ to try to explain himself again. See, he goes on places like Saturday Night Live and they're trying to bully me and I wanted to wear this MAGA hat and all this other stuff. Well, you can stay on that side, nigga. And I don't give a fuck if you do move back to Chicago. That is not going to replace that coonism, that spirit that's in his heart. It's sad, ladies and gentlemen. What you are seeing take place is not a meltdown, not a breakthrough, but what you're seeing is Sambo-ish behavior at its all-time finest. It's at its highest form of Sambo behavior. And it's a distraction. See, Kanye knows he's a distraction. So he's going to use and wield that power inappropriately at times and speak of shit that he has no idea of what he's talking about. Slavery was a choice. Yeah, on one hand, you know what? Let's get to it right now, y'all. Slavery was a choice. Okay, then check this out. Anybody that's listening to this podcast right now, the Knowledge is Free podcast, you listening to it, right? Right. You listening to it. Well, since slavery was a choice then, we all have a choice right now. And I want everybody to quit their fucking job and don't go to work. Let's see how many niggas get together and not do that. Or do that. Because ain't no nigga gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna walk off of my job. Because niggas do not have that mind frame. Just like as the people back in the day probably didn't have that mind frame, because slavery isn't just physical, it's mental, ladies and gentlemen. That's why if you are a divergent thinker, you are deemed the villain, the outcast. You're deemed, oh, what's wrong with him? You know, and then that's when the racial showcasing confusion takes place. You got to read these books, and it will tell you exactly the type of mentality Kanye West has. He needs to read Before the Mayflower. Very good book. Or he needs to read Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. See, that's what he needs. He needs to read that, or White Fragility. See, these are books that he needs to read. The Color of Law, The Color of Money. See, somebody needs to sit Kanye West down, literally sit him down and say, look, man, you need to just start reading these books. Don't go nowhere. Don't be around these Kardashians. Just read these books. Because if those Kardashians was with a real nigga, a strong-minded nigga, shit, them niggas would be, they'd be totally different. They would have on dashikis talking about fight the power. But what happens is you start to soft shoe and become docile. See, the more money you get, the more docile you become. Remember that, y'all. So when you're watching Kanye West make a mockery out of black people's plight and slavery, as if he's done any history or done any research on history, he wouldn't be saying that. He knows that's not appropriate. But this is what happens when you become a whore of your own ideologies. And you're like, what the fuck you mean a whore? Like, he doesn't matter. As long as somebody hears the shit that he has to say, he doesn't give a fuck how much it doesn't make sense or if it offends people. And he can offend as many people as he wants. But remember, that pushback will be just as great as what you're putting out there, especially if you're misinforming people. I had to come to y'all today with this shit because I'm like, damn. See, this is the shit that white people like to see. They like to see niggas lose their mind and get on TV and get to talking this bullshit about, oh, well, I love Donald Trump. And then guess what the average Caucasian gonna tell you if you're melanated? Well, Kanye thinks he's fine. Now it's gonna be a whole bunch of Kanye West fans. Trust me. But this is the same nigga that went on TV and said George Bush don't like black people. So what do you believe? Is this the new and improved Kanye, or is this the same motherfucker that's trying to get some attention? And check this out, y'all. While we worried about Kanye West and worried about what he's saying and all this other shit, they about to put your boy Brett Kavanaugh into a Supreme Court justice position where he can send more niggas to jail. And he did the same goddamn shit that Bill Cosby was doing, raping bitches and taking pussy from women and getting them drunk, getting them high, and gang raping women. And had the nerve to admit that. You know why? Because he's Caucasian. And he don't give a fuck because the system is for him. Remember that. So when you look at a Kanye West with his cognitive dissonance, what does the Bible say? You guys are all Christian, right? Or the majority of y'all. A double-minded person is what? Unstable in all their ways. And he is very double-minded. He don't know what the fuck he want to do. That's why he's beyond the sunken place. Anybody who's seen the Matrix Revolution? See, I'm a big Matrix person because Sophia Stewart, it was a black woman who wrote a book on the Matrix. She wrote the actual movie that was stolen from her. So that's, didn't even know that was my favorite movie of all time. I mean, I didn't know who wrote the movie, but it was always my favorite movie of all time. And it just happens to be a melanated sister. So check it out. If you watched The Matrix Revolution, there was a certain part in The Matrix Reloaded where Neo separated his mind from his body and he was trapped in a time warp. And that's where Kanye West is. He's in a time warp. His mind has been separated from his body. He's beyond the goddamn sunken place. That nigga need to go see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and stop trying to use the mass media as your bully pulpit or tool to sell records. It ain't that deep. So that's why I want to talk about that, because you'll get Caucasians around you that'll be like, oh, well, are you a Kanye fan? Oh, I love Kanye. Yeah, of course, because he's speaking on their behalf. See, this is the issue at hand. We become this major distraction. Why people like Brett Kavanaugh is about to be on the highest of highest of judges. And he did the same shit that, was it the Jello pudding snack nigga? Bill Cosby did? Raping women and taking pussy? Gang raping and doing all this other shit? Or just saying he was having sex with a whole bunch of women or with dudes in one woman, running a train? They didn't think nothing was wrong with that. Admitted that he had a drinking problem and was on drugs. But this is the same Caucasian that's going to be on the highest seat besides being the president, who's going to be making the laws and the policies. So we have to understand what we're doing. When people like Kanye West go on national television on Saturday Night Live, what he should have done was go on Saturday Night Live and say, I want to apologize to everyone, white and black, for saying that slavery wasn't a choice. That was very offensive, and I have lack of knowledge of that, and I have been misinformed. But what he wants to do is keep perpetuating the same narrative that they want to. See, this is a narrative that Caucasians are trying to put out. That's why they give him all the airtime. Because they know he going to go on there. Now that he's been ranting about Donald Trump being his boy and all this other bullshit, they're going to let him go with that narrative. Trust me. And if you don't trust, go research it for yourself. You don't have to trust the damn word I'm saying. Go read the books. There's plenty of them. See, Kanye has lack of knowledge of who he is. It doesn't matter who he marries, because if he's a strong black man, in my opinion, whatever race he marries, they're going to take on the identity of him, not the opposite. See, he will run around there with all his money, think he's just like these Caucasians. Let's see how much airtime he get if he go on there and say white supremacy is everybody in the Oval Office. Then let's see how much airtime he gets. Let's see how many albums he sells then. Let's see how many white Caucasians will be his fans then. See, when you're beholden to the system, you will whore yourself out just to get the dollar. Because isn't that what we say to each other? He got that bag though. He got that money. Exactly. Maybe he might need to be railed in by people that are very consciously aware of what he's saying on a different note, and then they can reel him back in and say, hey man, you bugging right now. Because that type of narrative to say, oh well, we should abolish the 13th Amendment, all this other stuff. First of all, like I said before on the other podcast that I did, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, all this bullshit that niggas be spouting out, that was written by racist Caucasian men. Remember that. So when you think that, oh, well, we can fight it and do all this other stuff. No, we need to get behind Dr. Claude Anderson. That's another good book. Black Labor, White Wealth. And he will break down how the Caucasian man has, and woman has received all their benefits off of black labor. And that's why some Caucasians will mention, oh, well, the Chinamen built the railroads. I don't give a fuck about no damn Chinamen when we built the country. I'll keep saying that. But they like to pick out niggas like Kanye to go on there and push forward that narrative of, oh, well, it's cool to like Donald Trump and all this other stuff. Look, I don't get into the political bullshit and warfare because that's a waste of time to me. We're wasting time. But I want people to understand, when you start acting like a buffoon and you are exhibiting coonish, Sambo-ish, Hayward Shepherdish behavior, this is things that need to be addressed. I wish somebody that's on his level would say, hey man, my nigga, you doing too much. Because you don't want to make it acceptable for people to be like, oh, well, nigga, now you want to start talking about the 13th Amendment. But you ain't said that thing about no damn 13th Amendment and trying to involve Ava DuVernay in it all of a sudden, like you give a fuck about her documentary. Man, get the fuck out of here. There is no way in the world that a person that's that high up like Kanye is, as far as the musical talent and the money and all that, he's not informed. And I don't know why he isn't, but somebody needs to inform him. So anybody that's listening to this, send it to every person that you know. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is fucking power. And man, I used to be not like Kanye, but I'm gonna relate it to a 9-to-5 job or corporation. I used to be just like that. Oh, move up. And you wanna, man, get the fuck out of here. And then you start seeing things and noticing things. And when you start to question these things, like Joe Budden was questioning Eminem, then Joe Budden became public enemy #1. And don't y'all notice every time it's a Caucasian that do something fucked up, it's some nigga that come out and want to defend him or her. Like they don't have a mouth of their own and they can't speak for themselves. We need to stop defending other races and defend ourselves. Kanye West, you're doing the right thing by having melanated artists on your record label. You want to do a conscious thing? Donate to Dr. Umar Johnson's school, the Frederick Douglass Academy, Marcus Garvey Academy. I don't know the full name, but Dr. Umar Johnson got a school. Donate to that shit. God damn. Stop getting up on TV. And this goes for all you other melanated people. If y'all at this 9-to-5 job or corporation and you have a chance to shit on your fellow brother or your fellow sister, stop and think about what you gonna do. And remember this, before you shit on them and be co-signing what another Caucasian say, think of what they're saying and why they're saying it. Because let me tell you something. I worked around all races, but it's just so funny how we get the stigma of being the laziest motherfuckers, but we built the country. And if we work harder than everybody else, they still ain't gonna give you no props anyway. You'll just be revered. Nobody will say, man, you busted your ass. Nah, motherfuckers look at you like you crazy. And most Caucasians think they're supposed to be telling a nigga what to do anyway. So when you see a person like Kanye West acquiesce and, oh, Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, Donald Trump don't give a fuck about no niggas. I don't understand that. Most people in the position of power like a Donald Trump, they don't give a fuck about no black people. That's the last thing on their plate is worrying about, oh, so how the niggas doing? No, they're not even worried about the niggas. They don't care about that shit. No, because you know what we gonna do? We gonna go buy Nike because Nike is supporting Colin Kaepernick. And now we about to start watching the NFL again after the poor ratings that they have received. Remember, when you're in business with the system, there's only gonna be so much you're allowed to say. Remember that. And it's just like working a corporation job. The majority of the people that listen to this work for a corporation. Y'all know how they do us. You want to know the solution? Don't smile with none of those motherfuckers. And watch how they buckle and get uncomfortable around you. Because they think that melanated people are supposed to be their entertainment. Just like Kanye West said, you might as well give Kanye West some clown shoes and a fucking bow tie and a red fucking nose because he's acting like a fucking clown. And if you get Ancient and Modern Britons 1 and 2 by David MAC-RITCHIE, he talks about how they would call, the Moors clowns and all this other shit and pantomimes and all this bullshit. That was their derogatory terms towards melanated people because they feared us and they look at us as entertainment as well as education. Remember that shit. So when you going up there defending some Caucasian or defending another race and you know for damn sure they not gonna defend you, don't say shit. And when you go to your job or work or whatever the fuck you work at, don't smile with these motherfuckers, man. And you gonna see who really is confident to holler at you and talk to you on some real shit and who's not. Most of them gonna scatter like roaches when you cut the light on in a motherfucking dirty ass home. Remember that. My message to my people today is, are you gonna be a distraction and a coon like Kanye West? Are you gonna help move the line forward for melanated people? Each one needs to damn teach one, man. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with everybody. We so worried about shit that don't matter. You know what I mean? But motherfuckers still gonna get those Yeezys though. Go get the Yeezys. I don't give a fuck about that. That doesn't mean nothing to me. I don't care about that. Just empower yourself and know what the fuck you doing. Cause Yeezy doesn't even own Yeezy. He just gets a portion of that. Adidas and Nike and Reebok and all that and Converse, they don't give a fuck about y'all. And out of all those Under Armour, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, what all these other clothing brands, how many of them, major ones, do niggas own? Oh, that's right, none of them. Jordan has made Nike so many billions and billions and billions. Jordan should be a trillionaire. As many shoes as he sold. Look, Nike's so slick, they taking shoes from the 90s and the 80s and then putting them back up and painting them a different color, and then niggas is killing each other still to buy some damn Jordans. And niggas is, oh, he got the Yeezys on. Remember, it's not about the clothing, it's not about the shoe. That's symbolism. I don't give a fuck about that. Don't be a distraction. Don't be entertainment for these Caucasians. See, they love niggas like Kanye because he's entertaining for them. We gotta stop that, ladies and gentlemen. People, we gotta be for us and move forward. When you see a nigga that you cool with and he cooning, pull that nigga to the side and say, man, you gotta chill out, man. And then when a nigga try to give you this, oh man, I'm just trying to move up the corporate structure, be like, hey man, cool. But again, tell him, watch how you move. Don't be a distraction. And don't be entertainment for these Caucasians. Hey, I thought I'd hit y'all up again with some knowledge. I'm gonna be putting some of the books that I'll be reading at the, you know what I mean, in the little title, whatever. Hey man, if you get a chance, read. Make time for the things that's important to you. I make time for reading because it's very important to me. Because I want to be informed. I don't want to be asleep while everybody's awake. Because Caucasians know who we are. We just don't know who we are. Remember that. Do you want to be a distraction? Or do you want to be entertainment for these white people? Or do you want to educate black people? It's up to you. It's been fun. It's been real. I want y'all to share and subscribe this page with anybody that you know and anybody that you think would like to listen to this. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing, man, for real. I appreciate it. This is knowledge from me. Read. And since I work a 9-to-5 job like everybody else, I know what the fuck melanated people go through at work every day. Period. I hate that shit too. And I always say this: you ain't supposed to be happy at no damn work. You should be thankful you got the job, but then that don't mean you're supposed to go to work every day and be like, oh, I'm so thankful that I got a job. I'm just so thankful. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been real. Love, live life. Be positive. Look your brother or sister in the eyes. Tell them good morning, hello. Be positive and uplift your fellow brother and sister. And if you're doing some shit that you ain't supposed to be doing, you get busted. Selling your food stamps or stole somebody's gas card, you get busted. You already know what my saying is. Guilty, nigga. Hey, man, I'm out. It's been good. Love, live life, y'all. Peace.